What's up, everybody? It's Jochen Hyde, and I'm back with the Desert Wolf versus Wirraway Ace War in the Pacific Campaign. This is Scenario 1 with Stack Your Limits, and today we'll take a look at the last day of November, 30 November, 1942. Okay, guys, I'm back with another banger. This is November 30th, the last day of November, 1942. Let's see what kind of excitement we get. A lot of stuff's on the table here. All right, my favorite's coming up, naval movement. What are we going to get? Here we go. Okay. Submerging. Out there near San Francisco. Wonder what that is. Pretty quiet so far, huh? Let's keep going here. Oh, good thing for the Pope. That would have been not pretty, huh? I don't think that Pope could take very many of those torpedoes if it gets hit. Let's see if the I-124 takes some damage here. Oh, already hit. And this is right off of Colombo on Ceylon. All right, so a lot of troop ships in this. I-124 takes one hit, probably something minor, but all these guys get in safe. Okay, I have no idea how this is gonna go. I would expect there to be some. I would expect there to be some carrier raids here today. Man, these PBYs are not giving up on these subs, are they? Look at this. Jeez. Oh man, it is a bad day to be a Japanese sub near Nauru. Okay, here we go with the. I'm sure we're gonna see a lot of bombing near Prome today, so I'm just gonna kind of expedite through there. I'm only gonna stop if something really noteworthy happens. Otherwise, I'm just gonna blow through this. There's gonna be a lot of sweeps, and eventually there's gonna be a ton of bombers. So. Okay, now we're over at Nauru. One last sweep or two before we go in. Okay, get some sweeps here. And the Sonias. They don't do much. You telling me with all this is the only place he could think to attack with these sallies? Wow, here it comes. Look at this smorgasbord of bombers. A little bit of everything here for you. It's your buffet. I am shocked. I gotta hear from Desert Wolf. Why is the bombing effectiveness so bad here? It's only ×2 terrain. Is it because it's jungle? Is jungle terrain just really not conducive to bombing attacks? Because there's a lot of bombers here, and like nothing got hurt. I don't understand it. And again, nothing. Hey, Desert Wolf, if you're listening right now, please tell me why your bombers suck so bad in this hex. Nothing. Nothing. Vengeance won. And one got destroyed. And didn't do anything. Maybe it's the weather, but I don't know. And a B-25C destroyed by flag. Whoa, whoa. Beaufighter raid at Lay. I've never seen these used before in combat. This will be my first time watching this. I wonder how damaging these... Oh! I'm wondering how damaging the 20mm cannons are to these ships. Yeah, this is my first time watching Beaufighters. This is pretty cool. Nice. These guys must have come in from Horn Island, I'm guessing. Man, they're doing a lot of damage here. I'm curious if those 303s do anything. Huh. These Beaufighters are deadly, huh? These things are made for low altitude ship killing. Wow. So, Beaufighters come in, presumably from Horn, and hit everything there. All 3 ships in that task force were hit, from what I can see. Again, a lot of shell hits on this. A lot of them were 303 cannon or machine guns, so I don't know how much damage that causes. But if we hear anything sinking, it's probably coming from here. Back to Chrome. I just don't get this. How ineffective the bombing is here. And a Liberator destroyed by flak. Jeez. Like, oh, I think they come from Luganville. Yeah. All right, a lot of damage inflicted on this part of Guadalcanal. Doesn't appear to be any aircraft on the field, or at least we didn't get to them. Vengeance 1. I don't know why I say that. It just sounds pretty cool. LB-30 is coming in from outer space to hit Caviang. Apparently there's something there. Did you see that? Oh, shoot. We're getting some hits here. Yeah, man. LB-30s are coming in from Australia, and they are hitting some stuff in the port. Look at this. Another DMS hit. That's 2 DMSs so far. Those are destroyer minesweepers. Pretty decent ships for the Japanese. You don't want to be losing those. Look at this. Patrol boat, 2 DMSs, an AK. These are what an amazing raid. Look at this. 5 Liberators did all of this, and with reduced bomb load. See that? That's a lot of damage for 5 bombers. That's super lucky. Like, the Gary Grigsby gods have blessed this combat resolution right here. This is great. Man, if only I could have been so lucky with my stuff. Okay, we're back to Nauru. Got some bombing going in there. Nice result. Really nice result. That's what we want to see if we're about to invade this place. Man, it's so ineffective. Okay, B-17's coming in Nauru. B-24 is going to Roy Namor. He really wants this place. He wants it damaged. So the weather here is pretty bad. But a Talia gets destroyed anyway. Unfortunately, the weather was really bad here. And a Topsy destroyed. Ooh. This one's gonna be a plastering. Okay. Another Topsy destroyed and more damage. Man, never-ending bomber streams coming into Nauru now. Okay, long-range bombers coming in from Lido, hitting here again, and doing very little. Whew, it just keeps going, doesn't it? Was that just the AM phase? Yes, it was. Wow. We already got some good hits in, though. Man. PBY is out there dealing with those subs again. We should see primarily recon missions right now. Oh no! They're coming back. They're still hungry. These things are scary, man. These guys are already damaged from earlier in the day. Nice. Wow, man, these Beaufighters. This is the first time I've ever seen them used in the game, but man, these things are scary. Look at this. We'll look at the squadron in the analysis and see what the pilots are trained like, but I'm impressed. For what I can see as their combat debut in this campaign, they're doing very good. Okay, well that was a pretty fun airface today. A lot of Japanese ships were hit. Up, they're sinking too. That's the best part. Oh no, Madras City. Bummer, that one's done. I-124 had a second chance here. And he got something done this time. Well, I-124 got one done. Madras City's going to go down for sure. There it is. Let's see what we get for ground combat today. Okay, a bombardment in the usual spot here. Not much to show for it. Bombardment in the impassable hex. Not much done there. Oh, this is a parachute attack. Hey, these guys just got dropped off. Remember? These guys just got dropped off at Luganville a few turns ago. So Endeni, he just used them to capture Endeni. All right. That's kind of fun. Little parachute operation there. Okay, well, that was not bad turn for the last day of November, right? Let's see what kind of reinforcements we get. Okay. Tanker. Some sort of air unit there. Indian Air Force at Tanjore. Okay. Yeah. Not bad. Beaufighters, man. That was cool. Oh, looks like the invasion's on everywhere. We got stuff all over the map. Let's take a look at some numbers first, though. Aircraft losses today. 9 for the Allies, 5 for the Japanese. You can see the losses here. These are Dutch PBY. No, these are American PBY 5As. A smattering of a bunch of different aircraft. Of those pilots that were lost, unfortunately, 7 of the 9 were killed. That's kind of a high casualty rate today. For Army lost points, the Allies took 2, the Japanese 0. Ships sunk last turn. The other thing actually reported as sunk is the Madras City, which was taken out by I-124 near Colombo. But I'm pretty sure some Japanese ships sank as well. The Allies gained an additional 50 political points this turn, so nothing was spent. For the turn, the Allies gained 13 points, bringing the Japanese win ratio down to 1.619. So at this point, I'm going to fire up the old combat reporter, and we'll take a look at some of the notable things in the combat, SIGINT, and the ops report. I'll be back with you in just a second. Okay, I'm back with combat reporter. We'll take a look at the notable things that occurred this turn. First, we had some sub-actions off of Colombo. One where they hit the Madras City and sank it. And one where the escorts got one hit on the I-124 right off the port of Colombo. On the ground, we had this, which I didn't see coming. Well, I guess I did, but I didn't think he'd be going for Indeni. Allied paratrooper lands in Indeni and captures it, and we'll see why in just a little bit, why that's important. On the ground, we had a bombardment in near Kunchang, and also another bombardment in my favorite place, the Impassable Hex. No amphibious operations. Looking at air operations, though, we had some pretty cool stuff happen. This is the first time I've ever gotten to see Beaufighters in action, and I like what I see, man. They did a lot of damage, and these guys were on strafing missions. So here's something interesting about strafing missions. Now, the way I understand this game, and it contradicts some other people who've been playing longer, is that the pilots, when they use the strafing missions, will use the strafing skill for both the gun hits and the bombs. Now, this is why I have some evidence to maybe prove my point. This is where the Beaufighters came out of, right? We see that they were on, well, now they're not on there, but they were on a strafing attack before. And to get them to strafe, they have to be set to 100 feet. Right? Look at that. The strafing skill is what was utilized, and this is what was gained when those aircraft went in there. 1,000 feet would be skip bombing, which would use low naval. But to do 100 feet, it's strafing. So I submit that pilots use strafing skill levels at 100 feet for both their bombing accuracy and their shooting accuracy. And 1,000 feet would be low naval, which would be skip bombing. So, anyway, maybe I'm wrong, but that's the way I see it. That's the way I've been training my pilots, and I'm going to stick with that for now until someone can prove me wrong. Because if they were using low naval to drop their bombs and they were getting hits, I would expect to see an increase in some skill on here, and we just didn't see that. Anywho, back to the combat report. Also had some bombing at Roy Namur. Nauru's getting softened up some more. Now Lunga is getting attacked by B-17s. Kavieng had an attack, which was highly successful. This is probably one of the most accurate bombing missions I've ever seen. 5 Liberators did all this damage here. at very low altitude, granted, but at with a half load. Jeez, I wish I had accuracy like that. And the rest of the stuff, nothing particularly important happening here on these. Take a look at the SIGINT report on radio. Nothing super noteworthy except here again, radio transmissions from Paramashiro Jima. There is something going on in this campaign with Wirraway. He's got something big happening at Paramashiro because we've seen multiple SIGINT reports of units there and radio transmissions there. So if we look on the in-game map, right, we see he's got aircraft and ships there. We don't know how many though and how many troops, but there is something definitely going on there, and he's built the air capacity up substantially. So I don't know what's going on here, but I think it's worth keeping an eye on. Okay, we have reports that a Japanese Army Air Force battalion is moving to Balikpapan. Who cares? Located. Maybe the only thing on here that I thought might have been important was this RTA Cavalry Division at 6150 right here, near Tangi. So if we look on the map over here, that's going to be basically 6150. So we know right here in this hex is a Royal Thai Army Cavalry Division, right? I guess that's good information to have, right? And we also see that the 11th Division is planning for attack on Portland roads. Again, this is not the first time we've seen this report. I don't know if this is some sort of SIGINT spoofing. I suspect it might be because the guy who taught me about SIGINT spoofing for the Japanese is Wirraway. He came over to my Lodra campaign and told me about what Japanese players sometimes do. So this could be another SIGINT spoof. I really don't see the Japanese capable of launching any sort of offensive operations right now, especially into Portland roads. And why would you go in here? I don't see the point. It's so far away from the next available big base. That's a long march from there to Cooktown down to Cairns. I would want to come in somewhere in Cooktown or Cairns if I was going to invade, but I'm definitely not nearly as experienced as Wirraway. So if you know something about Portland roads I don't, that's awesome, but I don't know what it is. All right. Let's take a look at the ops report. We'll take a look first at the pilot report. We saw that a lot of pilots were killed here in accidents, no less. So 4 of those pilots that we lost this turn that were killed were in landing accidents, but we got 1 back. Berg H is reported as having been found. This was an MIA pilot. So let's take a look at this guy and see if he's any good. Let's see, pilot replacements, reserve pool. Berg H. Berg H. There he is. Oh, yeah. Oh, this guy's good. Okay, this is an Army fighter pilot. He has 75 experience and 1 kill. This is a good pilot to get back. That's a lot of experience. So good pickup on that. What else we need to look at? Oh, let's look at repairs. I was scrolling through this and I noticed South Dakota at Pearl Harbor. I didn't even realize it was there. So let's go to Pearl and we'll look. And there it is, Sodak. This thing is ready to go. I assume it was under an upgrade, right? It is now ready to go, and this is another one of America's fast battleships here. And this one is very, very much forward deployed and ready to go into the fight. So look to see South Dakota on the move here soon. That's a good platform. Additionally, the Smith is ready at Auckland. And as you recall, the Smith was damaged with the Cassin. And now, it's the other ship that was damaged in Nauru a couple weeks ago by the Japanese destroyers. It's now been fixed and it's back up and ready to go at Auckland. I suspect he's going to hold these guys here and wait for the Java to come under, get fixed and send them all out together. But we'll wait and see. We'll watch it. Let's see. Submarines. This poor RO-60. Look at this thing. I'm surprised this thing's even floating still. 1, 2, 3, 4 different mentions of RO-60 being attacked. and that is right here, right near Nauru, right off the coast of Nauru. That poor um, sub, it just couldn't catch a break, man. I don't think I've ever seen one sub targeted this many times in one round. Yikes. All right, let's look at task forces. We have some mergers here right off San Francisco. I'd like to take a look at what that is. So it appears to be. I What is it that was merging? What was the name of the task force? What is that? Task Force 78 and 339. 78 and 339. Well, I don't know what they are, but they must have gone into port here. I'm guessing it's the Hermes. Holy moly. How did he get the Hermes all the way to San Francisco? And why is it even there? Man, I keep finding new stuff all the time right now. There's the Hermes is at San Francisco. Oh, whatever. I wasn't even looking for that. Okay, unknown. And this is where we see the parachute battalion being brought into Indeni. We'll take a look at that. So I did see, remember a couple turns ago, the parachute battalion was brought into Luganville. I did not see all these aircraft here, though. All these C-47s and R-4Ds. These were used to transport the first USMC parachute battalion into Indeni, and they got most of it. There's a little bit left in Luganville, but this is why it's important. Look at this. Following up right behind it is a big collection of support units, right? CBs, Pioneers, the aviation engineer battalions. These are moving into Indeni, and he's looking to build this base up, presumably as a anchor point into going into the Guadalcanal area, right? You can hopscotch from Luganville to Indeni, and then from Indeni into Guadalcanal. So he's bringing in a ton of engineer units to do that buildup of this base. And here is your American carriers, right? But we'll talk more about that in a minute. All right, and the last thing we'll talk about is there's one unit due to withdrawal. It's going to cost him 25 political points a day if he doesn't do it. It's the 54th Fighter Group, 57th Fighter Squadron. Let's see what that is. 54th Fighter Group. 54th Fighter Group. There it is. P-39 Airacobras, and these guys are located at San Francisco. So these guys are over here. And these guys need to come off the map this turn. They were just being used for training pilots for low naval attack anyway. Anyway, all right, that's it for the ops report. Now let's go back into the more condensed version of this, talk about all the stuff going on in this turn. There's a lot. Hope you're ready. Be right back. Okay, well, let's get through this quickly here. There's not much to talk about in China. The big thing right now is the Japanese push is here, but they need to start doing something soon because this disruption actually has come down from the previous turn. So every day that he doesn't attack, the allies get stronger here. And I don't know if he brought enough friends to the party to get through here. And these guys are already close to closing in behind here and here. So if Wirraway is going to do something with this, he needs to do it now because the window of opportunity is closing quickly. Waiting for the allies to attack again here or for something to change in this hex. I don't really know what the plan is in here right now. But I would say most of these units are probably in good enough shape to hit it again. I might want to do that sooner or later. Keep the pressure on right here. Again, we need more PBYs in this hex. This is where the early warning radar is at, but with only one aircraft operational, that's not enough to cover all the ground that needs to be covered here. And we still don't have eyes on the Kido Butai. And we have maybe one more turn to find them before they're out of range. And then that's going to be it. And we really need to know where they're going. Are they heading this way? Are they heading this way? My guess is that he's going to head down through here because it's safer. Right? Going down through Bandit Sea and cutting through the Arafura Sea, he's going to get picked up by naval search assets here in Darwin. So he probably knows that. So he's going to come through here and steer through the Makassar Strait and continue out towards Truk is my guess, to top off fuel before he engages in operations. But I don't know. Okay, over here in the Cocos Islands, we have some strange activity going on, right? We had the Yubari and friends come in here and sink an American ship and do a bombardment, which I don't really know what the point of it was, but the Americans did not deploy these submarines to try to stop them at all. I don't know what the point of all this was, but it's definitely something going on between these two guys over here. I don't know what it is. Now I can actually talk about Australia like every turn. We already talked about the Beaufighters and what they did last turn. Very impressive attack on Ley, and I doubt we'll see it again because my guess is that Wirraway is going to take appropriate action and move fighters to Ley to intercept this. So I'm sure we won't see these Beaufighters attack there again for a bit. But the invasion forces for Tagula and Roselle Islands are well on their way. We see right here, these guys have 14 hexes to go at 6 hexes a day. So about 3 days and they'll be landing. These guys got 3 days, 2 days. They'll be landing in 2 days because they have, well, they'll be there in 2 days. I don't know if they're actually going to unload. They've got 11 hexes to go and they cover 6 a day. Remember, each 12-hour pulse gives you half of this. Or each pulse is 3 hexes, so there's 2 per day, so you have 6. And then we'll see what's actually here and why we're going here. We already talked about the parachute landing on Angdeni and the follow-up engineer troops, but I can almost guarantee you next turn, guys, that we're going to see a carrier attack on the shipping in and around Tulagi. Here are the carriers. They are set up. Oh, these guys are on naval patrol. Huh. Well, they're on ASW patrol now. I can guarantee you between now and the next turn that Desert Wolf is probably going to set these guys to naval attack, and then he's going to obliterate all of this shipping through here. And here's the thing. Do you see that? No detection on these carriers. Wirraway still doesn't know they're there. So this is going to be a complete and total surprise. I suspect the weather has something to do with it, right? Maybe this bad weather over here at Tulagi was keeping the aircraft from flying. But whatever reason, or the naval search is just inadequate here. But the carriers are getting really close, and they're going to hit this place. I can almost guarantee it. Looking up a bit further north, I believe next turn will be the invasion of Nauru, right? We've got light escort carriers involved there, a bombardment task force, a covering task force. Maybe they're going to bombard. I doubt it, though. And there you go. Your invasion. 2 full infantry divisions worth. I can't wait to see how this goes. I'm really excited because I thought Nauru might be a rough one, but he's going for it anyway. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be good. Okay. Now, take a look. Remember how I told you that I thought these guys were going to join up? Well, they did. There they are. Everybody's joined up now. And the invasion of Kusai should be on. So now that this glob of stuff is joined up, they should be heading down here, and we're going to hit them here. It's going to take about 3 days to get down here. but it's gonna be fun. Elsewhere, we've got the standard class battleships coming into Macon. We have these troops that I thought were going for Millie have now diverted and are heading towards Abemama. We got these guys coming into Tabatuea. So everything that I thought about Millie now looks like it may not be the case. I thought he was actually going to invade Millie, Nauru, and Kusai. It looks like he's just going to go for these two for now. And but honestly, they're worth more. They're more valuable to him. So looks like this might get left out, hung out to dry for a little bit. Let me see if I can see anything else that's noteworthy. Nope, nothing there. Nothing there. Okay, we've got an 8 Marine Defense Battalion going to Ocean Island to bolster the troop count there. And AKE. Oh, okay. These guys are going in to help keep any bombardment forces on Nauru loaded for bear. For example, if he wants to operate these R-class battleships and shuttle bombard Nauru for a couple days, he can just drive them back to Ocean Island where these AKEs are at. And as you recall, AKEs can help rearm ship's armament when you have a base that has insufficient naval support and or rearm level to do it. And this base definitely does not have that. So the AKEs being here will help keep these guys reloaded for bombardment if that's what he intends to do. So there you go. I think that's all we really need to look at right now. There's so much going on here. I don't want to overwhelm you by going into the periphery and looking at Alaska and stuff coming out of West Coast for now. We don't need to see all that. Let's focus on the goods, which is the action here. So again, next turn, Nauru, for sure. Next turn, expect to see carriers hitting the shipping around Tulagi. And then in 2 to 3 days, we'll have invasions going on at Tagula, Rosal, and Kusai. So I hope you're excited, because I sure am. It's getting really wild around here. Catch you on the next one.